Hello everyone, it's Martin here. In this video I'm going to show you how we can create new birds based on import from the BirdRing app. For more details, please see the blog post on my website. So we're going to add new birds to the system, and for that we click on Add a bird with markers. And as you can see, new buttons have been added for creating birds based on BirdRing import. It currently only works for certain forms, certain methods, so simply click on a BirdRing import button and it will take you to the same BirdRing import screen. And the process is as follows. It starts by loading in the CSV file that you've sent yourself from the BirdRing app by email. So we're going to browse for that first. And we simply double click it. And that will load in the CSV file into the system. And as you can see here, I've got a CSV file with 5 observations, and each observation, each bird is shown in its own screen, and we can navigate through it to see all the birds. Now the next step, step number 2, is to check to see if any of these birds already exist in the system, and to tell the database how to process each of these birds. So we simply click on that button, and now the system will go through all the birds in the system and check to see if any matching birds already exist, and it will give a summary. So we are about to import 5 birds. One of them is new, 2 of them already exist. For one of them, more than one match has been found, and for one bird an unsupported form has been used. So let's go through all of them. Depending on the result, the information on the screen can be different. So here we see that this bird already exists in the system, and it will give you as much information as possible on that bird to check that it is indeed the right bird. And you can view the ringing details or preview the observations just to make sure that yes, this is the bird that you're after. And for matching birds, they obviously will not be created into the system because they already exist. But for those birds, only the observation will be added to that bird. So here all the observation details are already filled in, so we're actually done for this bird, so we can continue and go on to the next one. This one has already been found. For the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to say that we don't want to import this bird or observation to the system, so we're going to exclude it. We're going to the next one, the third one. This one does not yet exist in the system. So here we can see all the necessary fields that we need to fill in to make sure it's properly added. So we can see some fields about the bird and fields of the rings that it is fitted with. We can add some additional information if we want. I can set the ringer. As you can see, as soon as I do that, the ringing station is automatically set. For that, the database needs to be set up in a certain way. How that's done is explained on my website. The position of the metal ring is also automatically set. There's also a trick for doing that that's also explained on my website. The observation details are already automatically filled in, so we are finished with setting up this bird. Then we can go to the other one. For this bird, a herring gull with an orange ring with code HL. Actually, more than one match has been found in the system. So we can do a couple of things. We can say, okay, show me the birds that you found. So the system contains a herring gull with an orange ring with code HL, but also a lesser black-backed gull with the same ring. And I know that I've seen the herring gull, so I can tell the system, well, okay, use this bird for this import. But if I want to, I can also say, well, neither of these birds actually match with the bird that I've seen, and I can click on Add as New Bird, and then you are presented with all the fields to add the bird as new. But in this case, I just want to add the observation to the herringull. And then for the fifth and final bird, it's telling me that the form in the BirdRing app that has been used is not yet supported. It is a herringull that was fitted with 2 color rings, 1 on each leg. Now I do actually have this bird in a system, so if I would leave it as this, then it would not be imported because it has been added with an unsupported form. But because I know that it is in the system, I can click on Search for Birds in the MarkBirds database, do a search for that bird, and I know that it exists under this code. And here it is. So again, I can click on Use this bird. Then it will be matched to that bird, and now the observation will be added to this bird. So we've done step 1, 2, and 3 out of 5 steps. So we're now going to continue with step 4, actually importing all the data into the system. So we simply click on it and confirm that we want to do that. And now we just let the system do its thing and add all the birds and observations to the system. And when it's done, you can see a summary. So it has processed 5 birds. It has successfully imported 1 new bird and added also the observation to it. For 3 existing birds, it has only added the observation, and it has excluded 1 bird. It is then very important to check the results, so we click on OK, and we continue with the 5th and final step, checking the import results in Bird Overview. So here you can see the Bird Overview page appear, and you can see that a total of 4 birds are being shown. So here's the one that I matched manually. The observation has been added to it. For this bird, also the observation has been added because the bird already existed in the system. This is the bird that I've matched manually, the one for which multiple matches were found. It has added the observation to the herringull. And the 4th bird didn't exist in the system, and you can see that it has added the bird to the system. All the rings are properly added, including the ringing station, and the observation has also been added. So this is in short how this feature works. For more details, please have a look at the blog post on my website and enjoy using this feature.